Hello, this is Nikki, Dave's wife. As always, if you like his videos, please subscribe, share and comment. You know, Dave has been very excited lately by all of the views and new subscribers to my own devices. But to be honest, I'm a bit concerned that if his channel gets too popular, he might become big-headed and unbearable to live with.
Some guy contacted me last night and asked me if I was interested in his home theater speakers. He told me what he had, and I offered him $100 and he took it. We said, all right. So we met, nice guy, loaded it in my car, and then I went to hand him the cash and he said, nah, I don't want your money. You can have them. Enjoy them, resell them, do whatever you like. So I got 7 Infinity speakers, and downside is these mid-range, the little domey polydome things are gone. Those are one of the things that always disintegrate. He said everything else works okay. It looks pretty dusty, but he said he bought them new in 1989, and he's just got a whole new system in his new house. He doesn't need them anymore. Said he got his money's worth. So here I got them. I'm gonna clean them up and see what I can do with them. So, what did I get? Well, since this is a home theater system, it's going to have a center channel speaker. And the behemoth here is the Infinity Alpha 37C. It's a big 3-way model with ceramic metal drivers. It's 24 inches wide and weighs in at 30 pounds. There's no way my wife will agree to have this in our family room. For surround sound speakers, there are 4 small Infinity RS2001s. These are nothing special in the bass department, but they produce some very nice mid and high frequencies, and they're great for surround sound. Now let's get to the real reason I was interested in acquiring this bundle of speakers, and they are the Infinity RS6 Kappas. As a previous owner of Infinity loudspeakers, I thought I had a pretty good idea of what their sonic qualities are going to be. Infinity home audio gear used to be a really big deal, and I'm not going to go over their long history, but let me tell you that they established a reputation as a very innovative speaker manufacturer. Their super high-end, over-the-top $90,000 IRS speaker systems from the 1980s remains legendary today and are still highly prized by anyone who could afford them or fit them into their space or move them. And if you're interested, check out the PS Audio YouTube channel. They have a set in their factory listening room. Paul McGowan has featured them many times in his videos. So I hooked them up at home and confirmed what I thought. The mid-range drivers don't function at all, and after some research I found out that the original domes are pretty much guaranteed to fall to pieces after a couple of decades. But I'm kind of curious to hear what a fully functioning pair sounds like, and the Kappa series of Infinity certainly have plenty of fans, and after I clean and polish the cabinets, they look really amazing with their real oak veneer. And these attractive kind of details on the sides of the front baffles are cool. Not many people do that. And the felt covering is kind of a clever way of diffusing sound waves off the front of the speaker. And the grills are in pretty good shape as well. The 10-inch woofers are made of polypropylene and graphite, and this was pretty advanced material technology back in the 1980s. The emit style ribbon tweeters were developed in the 1970s and were used until the mid-90s, I believe. They were innovative and sound very good, and for what I have read though, they're not nearly as durable as conventional dome tweeters and not as good with the lower treble frequencies, but they're pretty amazing. Now the polydome mid-range driver is a problem. As with the foam surround issues I mentioned earlier, I've never really seen Kappas from the same era as these with intact mid-range driver domes. There are numerous modern replacements available that will fit into the same hole, and I've read that they have similar sonic characteristics of the originals. but these replacements are going to cost a minimum of around $100 each. I'm actually very curious to hear what these sound like in all their glory, but is it worth $200 to me? I don't know, so I decided to go back to Susan, the speaker lady, and show them to her, and maybe she can get replacement domes and repair them at a reasonable cost. So Susan took a look at them and asked me, why I give her such difficult projects. You remember those Celestians woofers that I blew up a few months ago? Well, anyway, a week later or so, Susan called to tell me that she got them to make some sound again. But she doesn't know how they will sound inside the speaker cabinets connected to the crossovers, and her price was extremely reasonable, so I went and picked them up. They look nice, but this is I just hooked them up. This is the first time I'm going to listen to them properly hooked up. So what I did was, I got this old Nakamichi 100-watt receiver here, because I think that these old Sansui might not give enough current to drive them. I don't know. I ran the wires, and I'm going to hook them up to my iPad using my trusty old, I'm going to use my trusty old Dragonfly DAC here with the USB adapter and the jitterbug. And I'm going to give them a quick listen. Well, that was something else. I started a track called Jazz Variants by the Ozone Percussion Group. I think this is from the album La Bamba. A lot of audio people like to use this track. It's an amazing percussion track. It's incredible. The sound stage, the dynamics are unbelievable. And these speakers blew me away. They are so dynamic and punchy, and they got it all. I felt like I was in the room with a whole set of drums and xylophones and cymbals. And timpanis. It was unbelievable, and it was blowing me away. I was like, wow, now I see what people see in these speakers. I started listening to some vocal tracks. There's one woman named Lapsley who's a singer, has a nice voice, and then I started hearing some buzzing from the mid-range, and they're not supposed to buzz like that. And pianos were buzzing. Anything in that range were buzzing. I mean, Susan did a great attempt. She didn't charge me a lot of money. It was just a few bucks, and so I don't have a big investment in these mid-ranges. So these are amazing speakers. I don't know I really don't have any place to put them. I don't think I want them in here. I think I'm going to sell them. I know people might say you're crazy, but I'm very happy with the speakers I have now. And these are just kind of big and awkward, and I think I'm going to sell them. I think I'll sell them cheap, because way under market value, because of the mid-range situation. So anybody who wants them is going to have to spend a couple $100 to get them working properly. So, and I'm not prepared to do that. I'd rather just sell them as is and move on. So what did I learn? Well, I believe I got a a real genuine taste of what these speakers can do. Even though they weren't performing at their optimal best, they definitely earned my respect, and the Infinity Kappa series are definitely lived up, in my opinion, to their reputation. And what happened later? Well, a bit later in the day, I listed them on Facebook Marketplace, and literally like 2 hours later, there was a guy at my door, cash in hand, ready to take them away. I did explain the situation with the mid-range drivers, and he was happy to load them into his truck and drive off with them. So worked out for me, worked out for him. So I guess it's time to find another pair of speakers.